So I'm trying to videotape how I'm doing because sometimes when I write things, it doesn't really come out how I want it to. But also when I videotape, like, like I feel ugly, so then I put on makeup and try to make myself look okay. Um, so I did go to the doctor, and it's just an endless loop of doctors, and I pretty much don't know. I don't even know where to start. Like, I have like serious swelling in my belly still. Like I've said it a million times. It really, really hurts. And I have the hernia. I have a hernia in the middle of my belly, and my pelvis and my belly are swollen, and it like looks like I'm pregnant. But I think I've gotten rid of some of the other problems. Not feeling as well as I was when I did the videos before, but I try to keep up appearances. I guess I'm trying to be positive. I realize I make a lot of weird expressions because it's really awkward to videotape yourself. But sometimes I feel like when I type things, people think that I'm just angry or I'm sad or I'm being bitter or something. So I figure if I talk, then you can hear my tone. So right now I'm just dealing with a lot of stress. Obviously, I always have stress. I'm just trying to just stay centered and go with the flow, because I don't even know how to count how many doctors I have, and there's a lot of people on my case about like, why aren't you well, and there's so many things to deal with, and like I think I've told everyone like I was so sick I'm still sick to that point. And it's still really hard for me to do anything. I'm really weak. It's like I had to have help just to wash my hair and brush my hair. Greg has to do all these things to help me. The truth is. um, but sorry. Anyway, so I'm just in a lot of pain, and it's like nonstop pain where my joints are hurting a lot, and my jaw and my teeth are like I have like degenerative joints and teeth, and they haven't exactly explained to me why I have swelling and under my ribs or like in my belly. I have a bunch of fluid. My I have tons of scarring on my lungs and scarring on my kidneys. And then I guess I have, well, I knew I had a transverse process fracture in my spine, in my L1. Before it was just a compressed disc. Now it's a fracture or something. And I have degenerative bones in my back and in my elbows and my knees. But like now I guess they say I have something, dextroscoliosis or something. So it's like scoliosis, but my back, my spine is like curved, and then there's some weird, like just a bunch of weird things that they all say is like, oh, you're born with that or something. But I've gotten so many scans and they've never shown it before. So pretty much I don't think my doctors know really what's going on, and I have a few that do, but they're not really able to do anything. So it's really scary, and I just have to, like, I honestly just live my life, like, just try not to be scared. That's all I do is just tell myself, like, look, I'm here for a reason. There's some reason that I made it and I lasted this long. I mean, a lot of people don't know. I've been in 2008. Actually, it was earlier than that. In 2007, I had double vision for 3 months, and I had to wear prism glasses, and I had to wear an eye patch. I was in grad school and I was teaching preschool, and so I actually like tried to keep teaching and tried to keep going to school, and like my friends like Leah drove me to Belmont to go to grad school, and I was sick a lot before that too. I mean, I don't know how far I'm going to go into my story right now because it's a pretty crazy one. But so my lungs hurt. So when I do that, it's just the pain. Anyway, so it's been like 12 years that I've been on actual disability. I've tried to do things here and there. Like I live with people, and I lived with a lot of kids, and rented rooms, and so I met a lot of amazing people. And some of the kids that I lived with, like RJ, not to call you out, I don't know if you're seeing this, but he's amazing. He was a kid who helped me out after I got surgeries, and he would bring me food, and we'd spend time watching TV, like cuddled up with my 2 cats and his dog, who actually, no, that dog is with someone else because I was too sick to take care of her. But anyway, we'd all, hang out, and I'd help him with his homework, and he'd help me out. It was just awesome. Little side stories. I don't know where I'm going with this, but I've been sick for a really long time, and I'm just ready for it to be over. But even if it's over, like, I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to work. I can't even do normal things. Like, took every bit of energy in me just to get dressed and put makeup on, and I did it just because I wanted to feel good. And every day is just on the phone and trying to figure out, like, insurance and bills, and, like, I don't eat a lot of the time because it hurts to eat, and I don't know if I can afford to eat, and there's so many stressful things I can't really talk about either. But I'm dealing with so many things, and, I just have to center myself, and it's weird because with all the terrible things happening to me, I'm, like, trying so hard not to be a victim through it, just believe that there's a reason for all this and that I'm going to get through it. And, I can feel a lot of people want to put that negativity on you, like you're not trying, or, you're not, you're doing this wrong, you're not seeing the right doctors, you haven't tried this, you haven't tried this. I've tried everything. And, it says a lot about how bad I've gotten, the fact that I lost my car, because I've been on my own since I was a junior in high school, and I never not had a car, but I was just too sick. I couldn't even see straight, and my belly hurt, and my ribs hurt so bad that when they towed it, I just couldn't do anything about it, and thought it was abandoned. And you see me posting online asking for help all the time, but it's like, what do you do? And when you've been sick for so long that eventually, when you ask, nobody's hearing you, and if they do, they don't know what to do, or they think you're just being dramatic. That's the hardest part, is because I'm not. People around me know, like, I'm basically just trying not to cry all the time because of the pain, and I'm trying to put out good, positive energy. Like, that's my biggest thing. But pain wears you down, especially when it's just grinding you, and when you can't eat. And, I had lost 90 pounds in 7 months. I gained a lot of it back, but not in normal places. Like, my belly is huge, full of fluid, and anasarca and edema, and I gained 20 pounds in my feet just from swelling. So, and even now it just, like, hurts to talk because of my jaw and my teeth and my head and my eyes. And so it's a crazy long journey, and I don't know, I decided I kind of wanted just to tell people the truth, and it's risky being vulnerable and raw, and people are always watching, and since I'm always stuck in bed, I have no choice but to reach out through social media or text or whatever. And so, what are they going to think? What are they going to say? And I'm trying not to care about that, but it affects my life. If a doctor thinks that you're fine and you're not, which nobody really thinks I'm fine, but people will look at me and try to say, oh, you've just got some emotional issues or something. And honestly, like, I'm holding it together. Like if people knew some of the stuff I'm dealing with right now, I don't know if they would even understand. Like, they would probably think this is crazy that I'm even not screaming. But at the same time, like, what does that do? How does that help me? That's what I'm trying to think is, I can cry and have a hard time with it. I'm shaking a lot, so I'm in a lot of pain. But what is it going to do for me to be anxious and fall apart and be angry? It's not going to change it, Sometimes I do worry, like, am I going to die from this? Or am I going to just but you can't think about that. I did think about that after, like, a lot of horrible things happened. I'm not going to get into that because it's just not a good mode for me. But, you know, I tried to kill myself because I wasn't being listened to. Nobody was helping me. Nobody believed me. No matter how much proof, nobody was listening to me. And a lot of chaos and a lot of asking for help and not getting it, and a lot of people abandoning me. And so the people that helped me, I really, really appreciate them. And then if I talk about anybody that's not there, or people that have harmed me, it's difficult because I have to be vague, and then I don't want to offend anybody. So it's really hard to speak your truth and to be careful at the same time. So I always want to be positive, and I always want to be, a good role model and someone that people look at and go, wow, she's strong. But, there's a lot of dark sides to being sick and, trying to work through and process all the things that have happened to you, and kind of being stuck in limbo for like the last decade, and watching everybody get married and have kids, and people that I still consider my best friends, but they don't think of me that way anymore because they've had all these other experiences, but I haven't. Not getting invited to weddings, not going to places that, like, you never imagined you wouldn't, like even just like birthdays, like, no, not really even being recognized. That's why it's so important, and I'm so thankful. And sometimes it seems like I'm kissing ass, but I'm just really, really thankful when people are nice to me, and when they care and when they help me, because I really need it. And I would always do it for somebody else if I could, and I hope everyone knows that I'm genuine about that. Anyway, I'm in a lot of pain today. I just took all the time to put some makeup on, so I know I had to at least try to do something. And I don't know if that's a cat or what. I'm outside. I'm trying not to bother everybody else. Anyway, I will try to update people. I still have to get the HIDA scan. I haven't gotten another endoscopy and colonoscopy, which I don't really want to do that again. I don't want to get any more contrast done. Doesn't seem like it's doing me any good anyway with as far as all the scans. I mean, they found a lot of stuff, but I have some physical therapy. The only problem is physically getting anywhere. It's hard for me to go anywhere, and it's hard for me. I can get rides once in a while, but like, I can't really do errands. I can't really, like, it's like when I can, I will take a bunch of pictures because that's my, like, literally, like, the only life I have. So I'm going to live it to the fullest. I'm going to be as positive about it as I can. That's why sometimes I do that, but I guess it's to document the fact that I'm still alive. And I love everybody, and I'm a different person than I think I ever was because of what I'm going through. I mean, I've been to the hospital the ER 35 times. I've been in an ambulance so many times that I feel more comfortable in an ambulance than I do in, like, a car with a normal person. Like, not even comfortable. I don't feel comfortable. None of it's comfortable. I'm just more used to it. Like, I'm used to the hospital more than I'm used to going, like, I haven't been to a restaurant. Like I don't know how to interact with people normally. I don't know how to do anything normally. It's really crazy. And it's embarrassing to admit it. And I'm just happy that I'm able to, like, try to do things like put on jewelry and stuff, because there was a while where I didn't even try at all. So I don't get to do things like a lot of girls, like spa days or going to family events or having holidays or any of that. Probably one time in, like, years. I don't get to do things like that. So I'm just praying, and I'm not trying to be negative. I'm just like, this is the truth, and I don't want people to think when I'm saying that I'm, like, angry and bitter. I want people to understand me, because I really need friends, and I really need to find, like, my people. And if I'm going to do what I want to do, which is I want to write a book someday. Like, I'm in so much pain. I probably shouldn't have done this video right now, but I'll try to do another one later. But, like, if I'm going to make a difference, which is what I want to do, is I want to use all the experience, because seriously, it has changed me so much. you dive into parts of yourself that you didn't know existed. You see dark parts of you that you didn't know existed. You face parts of you that are stronger than you could ever imagine. Anyway, this is too long, but thank you for listening if you did. And it's crazy because I don't feel like I am the age that I am because I got sick so young. So maybe my life after this, maybe after I get well, or at least functional, or whatever happens, I have to tell myself I'm going to, but maybe that'll be, a new life for me, and maybe I'll write a book, and maybe all of this will just be a memory. But thank you for being there for me if you have, and I'm sorry if I got distracted. I just got an email from my doctor, and I get anxious when I get emails from my doctor because a lot of the time they're just trying to dismiss a lot of my symptoms, and I have so many doctors. It's just horrible. Anyway, I tried to make sense, but it's hard when you have like crushing pain all the time. And I really love everybody, and hopefully nobody finds something to criticize me about. I'm trying not to care about that. I'm just trying to elevate myself and be honest. And I'm sorry for being a bitch to anybody if I ever have been. Because it's been a really confusing situation with how much it's affected, like, my brain, my body, my organs, just everything. It's changed everything. And it really makes you realize that your body is just a shell, and that inside there's something so much deeper, and, like, I don't know. It makes you a spiritual person to suffer. And I'm not saying you can't be if you haven't suffered, but it's changed me a lot. And I want to thank you, the people who have taken the time to be there and not criticize me, and who've taken it seriously, and they know what I'm up against. So anyway, hope this made some sense. Thanks.